Could you tell me a bit about what you made?
Yeah, so essentially what we worked on over the last few weeks is a two-player 2D-based projectile game. So essentially you have joystick-based controllers, you have two players. We'll do a quick demo as to how the controls actually work for it. So both players press the button to actually begin the game. And you have a 3D or a 2D map generated that's randomized on every start of the game.
Okay.
Once that happens, you're able to go around and shoot. It's point-based. Whoever can, essentially get to their target, the score increments, and it goes on for as long as you want to play until somebody draws the white flag.
Okay.
So it really is just a relatively simple and functional game. You see every single time the round restarts, the map is regenerating as to where the L's and the T's are placed. And then once that happens, you're free to move around and kind of go about, if I can get one.
And so then all the bullets, they bounce around and then
Correct.
expire after a certain amount of time?
Yes, so the bullets bounce around. They have about a 5-second life before they despawn. And essentially, the maximum number of bullets you can shoot at a given time is about 20 per player. That's also tunable, but this is based on what's optimal for this frame rate. But yeah, that's basic. Those are the basics about what's going on with the game. It's pretty intuitive.
That, cool.
as to
And
what's going on.
can you be a victim of friendly fire? Do you have to
Yes,
watch it?
you can shoot
Okay.
yourself. So I can demonstrate right here.
Okay.
Any sort of collision is deemed a valid collision, whether it comes from the opposite player or if it's yourself.
Yeah.
Cool.
The map is also randomly generated from like sample set of possible obstacles. So each round you will see, even though they look really similar, it's still different configuration.
Okay. It looks though like every configuration, like you're not generating maps that can't be navigated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It should have a level of feasibility of movement.
Yeah, we essentially have like 14 cells in which an obstacle can be generated.
Okay.
And they are separated by some blank space. And we use a bunch of rotation matrices in map generation because like we need to turn 90 degrees, 180 to 70 and 0.
Yeah.
We also use rotation to calculate some collisions and essentially how like the bullets will bounce off the walls, I'm pretty sure.
Cool. And can you tell me a little about your controllers?
Yeah, so I want to give full credit to Nikita for the controllers. He 3D printed them very beautifully with obviously a little bit of wire management. We wanted to use just a regular push button for the actual movement of the of each player. So that's pretty basic logic as to how that's working. Joystick controls, essentially what's going on. Unfortunately, because we only have 3 ADC ports, we decided to only map the rotation, the yaw of the actual shooters to the actual X direction for the joysticks. So what you're getting is the opportunity to rotate, and essentially it's accessing a theta value from the struct, and you're updating it at a proportional rate, a tank rotation speed that you're able to tune. That's being multiplied by our DT, which is our frame rate as to how long it's updating. So the whole idea is that when you're doing those updates for the actual movement, it should be relatively seamless in terms of how everything's going, and you shouldn't have any lag as you're making the rotation. And of course, how much you rotate is based on that value as to how much you're pushing in whatever direction for the joystick. So yeah, I think this is a pretty neat controller. It adds that retro 2D feel to it.
So you set your orientation with the joystick, and then do you push the button on the top to move?
Yes, push the button on the top to move.
Oh, on the front here.
So
So this is motion forward?
Yes.
We press in to shoot.
Oh, and then the joystick has a push feature to shoot.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
And really with that, you're just checking if the previous bullet has been fired and whether the button is being pressed. So pretty basic detection logic for firing bullets.
Yeah. We tried to tackle the issue of having a very limited number of ADCs. So we actually wanted to connect our joysticks to the digital port and just read high or low. It didn't work out, unfortunately.
This is a nice solution. Yeah. Cool. It plays as a really fun game, which is not an easy thing to accomplish. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys. Anything else you'd like to say about it?
No, I think that's
that wraps it up?
Ready, yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you very much.
So detecting the